Hello everyone, I'm Chester44, also known as Philae, and welcome to this Let's Play of Queen's Wish 2, The Tormenta. Last episode, we went through the town of Jajayam and looked around. We got a couple quests for us that we can take care of. We'll see what we can do. Now, it's time for us to go speak with the Raasa and see what they request of us. We may as well. You enter the hall of the Raasa. It's not what you expected. It is cold, dark, and empty. No guards, no workers. Nobody sees you enter. There's nobody here at all. Well, maybe one person. In the hall ahead, you hear a lone figure walking around. She hums quietly to herself, the lone sign of life. Alright. Watcher Juliana. You have found exactly one person in the hall of the Raasa. She is tall, pale, and thin, like most High Lithans. She is wandering the halls, whispering to herself. The accumulating dust and cobwebs don't bother her. When you come into view, she approaches you. She doesn't bow. She has the cold, haughty air of the High Lithans, though she occasionally favors you with a small smile.
Welcome to the Hall of the Raasa, a place of great honor to our province, even if it is quiet at the moment. I am Watcher Ioliana, assistant to Raasa Suharum, and you, unless I am mistaken, are a Havenite.
I am Prince Rupert of Haven, sent by Queen Sharon III of Haven on a mission of diplomatic importance.
Graciously said. I have no such lofty post. I aid our Raasa. I don't speak for him.
She notes the insignia on your shoulder.
And you are the prince. I heard you might be coming.
I have been sent to hear your Raasa's petition.
I thought so. We knew that Haven was sending a full diplomatic mission. That means petitions. We are grateful that you are here to find out what we need from you. However, I have sad news. Raasa Suharum is not here.
At least this watcher is more talkative than the other row, even if you don't care for what she is saying. And when will Raasa Suharum be back?
I'm afraid I can't say. I can't control the will of the Raasa.
Where is Raasa Suharum?
When he left, some days again, he said that he had business upward. Sorry, that means that he had to go to the higher, colder northern portion of the High Litha. He may still be there, or not, I can't tell you.
I will wait here until Raasa Suharum comes. Still that unnerving smile.
That is your decision. You might be waiting for days, months. If the Raasa dies during your delay, you may wait for years. It is your decision. Again, I'm sorry I can't be more helpful. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I feel like I'm being given the runaround here. I still need to talk to Raasa Suharum.
Alas, the Raasa is still not here. Trust me when I say that we miss his presence too. I can't send him any messages. As rude as it may seem, you will have to go to the Raasa. Again, I apologize.
Where should I look?
Raasa Suharum left us to go to the northern High Litha. He may still be there.
How do I enter the northern High Litha?
Leave Jajayam. You will find the pilgrimage road not far to the south. Follow it north as countless generations of Ro have done before you, and it will take you to our inner lands.
Watcher Juliana continues to speak with you. Sort of. She says little, mainly idle chat about the weather. You might as well be in a small farmhouse somewhere. At least she eventually offers you a stool and some tea. You're a watcher.
That is my title and my purpose. Raasa Suharum uses me to watch the Rokaj. He can't give his opinions to the other Raasas without staying fully aware of what is happening in our land. When something seems amiss, a watcher is sent to investigate, so that the High Lithans can judge. Our Raasa sends me out seldom, only for the most important matters. It is an honor.
How does one become a watcher?
One must be hardy to travel our roads. One must be bold, though that is common enough for the Ro. And most importantly, one must be able to talk confidently and well. That last quality is uncommon in our cold land.
Why are you suited for the job?
Oh, I love to talk and I love to travel. People like me become merchants, erudes, or watchers. Penning us up in a small cabin with only ice fishing to break the monotony tends to drive us mad.
Do you go to all of the provinces?
I do. In the Ro, trouble can appear anywhere, at any time. I don't mind. The pilgrimage road is easy to travel. It is only awkward when I go to the Lodaga.
I have a feeling I know the answer, but why is the Lodaga awkward?
The men there don't care to answer to a woman. That is why I often go there. They must always be reminded that they don't get to choose their watchers.
Who are you watching now?
Raasa Suharum asked me to watch our own land. I watch the High Lithan now. These peaks are where our honored dead are buried. Normally they are quiet. Lately the spirits are restless.
You do have a lot of ghosts up here.
This peak is a magical place, and centuries of dead have been brought here. Ghosts are the natural result.
How are they restless?
Travel, and you will see. They emerge from the rock and they judge us. They howl, they shout. Sometimes they attack. It happens from time to time. We need to know if this is just one of the regular tantrums they have from time to time, or if they have a message for us.
And what are you going to do?
Me? I watch. When the Raasa returns, I will say what I learned. Dealing with shades is the job of our mist talkers. They have a hall in Jajayam. They can tell you more if you are interested.
I want to ask about something.
Of course. I know that my Raasa would want me to tell you everything I can.
Tell me about the High Litha.
You have seen enough of it to know that this is a cold and difficult land. We have few people and resources. Our main source of wealth is quicksilver. Our main resource, however, is tradition. We keep the old ways of the row. We never deviate from them. Thus we provide our people with good examples and instruction. We do all we can to be worthy of that honor.
Tell me about this hall.
It is old, as you can see. Humble, fairly quiet. Were the Raasa here, you would see many meetings. Councils of judgment, more celebrations than you might think. It is a significant place.
Raasas are being assassinated.
I have heard the news from downward. It is a sad thing. Sometimes Raasas need to be killed, yes, but not without much discussion and sorrow. Happily, Raasa Suharum doesn't need to worry.
Why are you so sure?
The High Lithans are the conscience of the Rokaj. For one of the downward provinces to pass judgment on us and kill our leader? Unthinkable. Or at least it would take a meeting on Prova Krug.
Have you heard of someone called the Wolf? She thinks about it for a while. Or convincingly pretends to.
No, I do not recognize the title. It's sort of an arrogant title to take, don't you think?
No more questions.
I hope I was helpful.
That is all.
All right, Prince. Thank you for the honor of your visit.
Uh-huh. Treaty of vassalage. Okay, not surprised that that's a thing. Kitchen hall. And there is an upstairs. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Ah, another book. The Deep Truth. If a row's mind is a mountain, its peak is most remote, secret, hard-to-reach region. This is the place for the deep truths, the things the row knows to be true, and the moral principles that can't be shaken. Of course, the Rokaj has been conquered and reconquered over the years. The row have been forced to obey many laws and say many lesser truths. They allow themselves to say and do what is necessary to survive, yet far within the deep truths are remembered. Though the row are fierce and proud, they are also amazingly patient. To survive in peace, they can tolerate many outrages and insults. They can act against their deepest beliefs for a long time when it is made necessary. However, when they are pushed too far, they will explode into violence and rebellion. Many invaders have mistaken the obedience of the row with cooperation or conversion. The bloody uprising that invariably follows comes as a great surprise. And we do seem to have reason to be concerned. Nothing in that box. Let's take a look upstairs, see if there's anything there. A war axe. Not even any guards up here. I'm going to leave that war axe alone. I'm not going to steal it. Very curious that no one is here. Alright, let's go speak with the governor. I am very curious to see how much you are failing at your task, Governor. Oh. This is Haven's Hall in the High Litha. As you enter, lines of guards rise. They are ready to greet you. There are a lot of guards. They salute you through massive iron bars and politely point their ballista away from you. The town seemed quiet enough, but the soldiers defending your hall are heavily armed and highly alert. Interesting. Oh, very much so. Council Vasilo. There's a young mage of the Haven army wandering around the hall. He must be a recent arrival. He still has a bit of a tan, and he looks cold. When you approach him, he turns and salutes. Your presence is thrilling. Oh, greetings, Prince. I am Council Vasilo. I've recently been transferred here. Welcome to the very edge of the Empire. He is holding a polished oak staff and 2 wands hang from his belt. He's ready to fight. What is a council? An assistant to the governor. Nice position. Gives advice, does administrative stuff. Judges minor disputes. It's a good stepping stone to being a full governor, for those who want that. Though I don't do that much. I think Governor Ivana just grabbed me for different skills. So you advise the governor? Oh, I hope not. The governor doesn't want my advice. She's too experienced with these people for me to help. I only just got here. Why did you choose to come here? Oh, no choice about it. The governor decided she needed another mage, you see. One with my skills. She's been around a while. She's owed some favors. She heard about me, she sent some letters, and she got me hauled into the ice. Made me a council because she didn't have one. What skills do you have? I am a full battle mage of the Army of Haven, specialized in artillery and demolitions. I get sent where someone thinks there will be a fight. And since you're here, well, I'm keeping rested and ready. Council Vassilo is still eager to talk to you. He doesn't seem to be angling for advantage or promotion. He's just generally enthusiastic. Anything else, Prince? I'm ready to act. I'd like to learn about the High Litha. Oh, so would I. I haven't been far beyond Jajayam and Fort Hailstone. I've been helping to set up an enchantment workshop in the fort. The governor wants all the magical resources she can get. Don't ask me why, just tell me what needs burning. What is your area of expertise? Artillery and demolitions. Don't ask me for healing, I don't know the secrets of the ages. I bring fire and lightning. Hopefully at a distance. I would like some training. I'm not a good teacher, I'm barely a good student. Plus, you're a prince, you have more resources than I. If you want to learn, I'd go back to the Tower of the Erudico. I hear they are doing some exciting crafting research there. Had to rush through when I came here. Hope to visit there someday. Had to do a lot of that. I've been in a few battles. Since the Queen got sick, there have been a few minor rebellions. My fire helped keep them minor. He mentions your mother very casually. Her illness must be universal knowledge by now. That's all for now, thanks. And there is the governor. Oop, and that is the nature of the row. Let's see. I think I've already read this. And that's a stairway going upstairs, which we'll investigate in a bit. Let me take a look in here. Door is locked. Ooh, anything good in here? Nothing in there at all. And nothing in there at all. Okay. Alright, Governor. I am very curious to hear your report. The Governor of the High Litha is sitting at the end of a large table. The hall is as opulent as can be managed here. Shoddy by Havenite standards, but it still stands out in this icy wasteland. She rises when you approach and bows deeply. She is a stout, middle-aged woman. Her skin has been chapped by long years up here in the icy wind. You note that she is under heavy guard. Greetings to you. We are all honored by your visit. I am Governor Ivana of Haven, protector of the High Litha. We will do all we can to help your mission. I am Prince Rupert of Haven, here to evaluate your performance. Governor Ivana nods. That is to be expected, a traditional part of a full diplomatic visit. You will have full cooperation from us. I hope that my performance meets with your approval. First, I imagine that you want a report. Give me your report, please. The chaos in the other provinces, downward as they say up here, has not spread to the High Litha. No raiders, no warfare. Some rumors of angry ghosts, but that happens every few years. The only concern is... well, not a concern, more like a likely inconvenience. It is about Raasa Suharam, leader of the High Litha. Things are really peaceful here. It has been quiet. Of course, this is the Rokaj. As we learned in the Great Uprising, they can be incredibly angry and seem entirely peaceful. I promise that I have been very alert. Everything seems a bit run down. Oh, this is a poor land. My outpost relies on supplies from the other governors. They have not been generous with us. We make do with what we get. Angry ghosts? It is a common phenomenon in vassal states. Many of them have traditional lands, and those tend to be placed in areas of great natural magic. The result is shades. They may be ghosts, or they may be mindless magical constructs. They are like the weather here. Unpleasant, but not truly dangerous. What about Raasa Suharam? Governor Ivana doesn't hide her unease. I have not spoken to him for weeks. I recently dropped by his hall only to find that it was mostly abandoned. You will need to hear petitions from the Raasa if you are to complete your diplomatic mission.
That is correct.
And importantly, the Raasa knows that. He can ask Haven for anything, yet he is not here. I will make my own inquiries into this.
Will he be back soon?
If he would miss a meeting with the Prince of Haven, he will likely want to keep missing it. But why? You may need to seek him out. This bears much thought. Anyway, welcome to Djayam. We have warm beds available. Please rest and enjoy our hospitality. I will be available whenever you need me.
Tell me more about yourself, Governor.
It's not an interesting tale. I've heard of your exploits on Sacramentum. I've done nothing so interesting. I have been up here with my husband for many years. This has been a long posting. We have settled in here as much as we can. It is a hard place to live, but it has its charms.
Where did you serve before you came here?
I can hardly remember.
She rattles off the names of a few vassals. Small ones, nothing that stands out as exceptional. How long have you been here?
She takes a moment to do the math. 23 years. Over 2 decades in the High Litha. I have survived one diplomatic mission already. That was long ago. The eye of the Queen has been turned away from this land for a long time.
Anything about you I should know about now? History of corruption, sustained incompetence? She straightens up in her chair and evenly meets your gaze.
If you find any who accuse me, they lie. This is a poor land for corruption. Not enough money around for the stealing. Those looking for easy wealth go to richer lands like the Kranis Woods.
Why were you the right person for this job?
A fair question. My predecessor asked for a replacement who was good at being silent. Most governors are arrogant, big talkers. I am capable of listening, for long stretches if need be.
And why is your silence such an asset in the High Litha?
The High Lithans are a quiet folk. That is because they are arrogant. They think they speak for the whole row. They think they are better than us, better than you. But when you outlast their silence, actually make them speak and give opinions, they reveal more than they think.
Governor Ivana sits with you at the table and has all available luxuries brought to you. It's not much, but it takes the chill out of your bones after your hike through the High Litha. She has had piles of books and scrolls placed nearby. Whenever you have a question about resources or logistics, she answers it quickly and accurately. I want to know more about the High Litha.
It is different from the downward provinces. They are fierce, poor, and quiet. They are also proud. They feel they have a different nature than the other row. Perhaps they do.
What wealth do they have?
The land up here is not rich. Little cropland, some wood. Their main source of wealth is their cinnabar mines. That is the ore that produces quicksilver. This is also the burial ground from the most honored dead of the row. Of course, a proper burial is not free.
They are different from the other provinces.
Yes. More land, fewer people, more... Well, I should let you see for yourself. Just be careful. When they are quiet, they are judging you, waiting for mistakes.
What is the nature of the High Litha?
The row of the mountain top are the keepers of the deep truth of the Rokaj, as they will tell you. A lot.
A lot?
Oh yes, you'll find out.
Not sure what that means.
Well, what is it to be Rokaj? Why are the people here different from elsewhere? Because of their courage, their capacity for surprise violence, their honor and honesty, their determination to never be conquered forever. The answer is what it means to be Rokaj is decided by the cold warriors of the High Litha. That is the deep truth of the people.
Tell me about the deep truth.
It is what a row secretly believes. They can say anything they want to a conqueror as long as they never stop believing their own truth. It is a useful skill from a people that are frequently conquered. Visitors can often find it confusing.
Confusing how?
It means that most of what the row say to you will be a lie. A lie for survival, but still. If you can accept this, they really are a very likable people.
And how do the High Litha keep the deep truth?
They live like they think the row should live, and they expect all row to do likewise. When the other Raasas aren't sure what to do, they come to the High Litha. The people here are poor in wealth, but incredibly rich in respect.
And what should I take from all of this?
Do what I do. Listen much and speak little. Be very careful what you do up here. If the Rokaj make any major decisions about what to do to Haven, those decisions will be made here. Phew, that was a lot of words. I hope I wasn't boring.
She sips some tea.
As I sip some water.
I have a question about something.
Please ask. If I can give you aid, I will.
Your defenses here are quite strong.
Really? I believe I am only following procedure. It is always good to look powerful to the vassals.
This is only half the truth, you are sure. These soldiers are on alert. Right now, you have to let it pass. I need supplies.
I see. We don't have enough materials here to rebuild the fort, but we do have some wealth. Carefully accumulated over years. Honestly, I would prefer to keep it. We will need those funds to pay for aid and to maintain our forces. However, if you requisitioned it, I could never say no to my prince.
I can tell you need it more than I do.
Thank you for being understanding, Prince.
Raasas are being assassinated.
I heard that. From traveling merchants, not from the Lithans. It is more evidence that things in the Rokaj are, I don't know, bad? It is like grabbing at mist sometimes. A few mad raiders attacking you. Strange, but comprehensible. Killing off the Raasas. We must be very cautious.
Heard anything about what's happening back in Haven?
So little news comes up here. I heard rumors that your mother is very ill, but I dismissed them as rumors. I wish your family the best, no matter what.
What do you think Raasa Suharam's petition will be?
She looks away. I have no idea. I will make no guesses. In the High Litha, it is very important to not give in to their silence. They can use it as a weapon to get you to fool yourself.
Have you heard of someone called the Wolf? She shakes her head.
The Wolf, you say?
She makes a note on a piece of parchment.
You know, we never discovered who directed the raids on the Low Daga and the Gentle Coast. Who decided to try to kill you and your brother. Perhaps now we know. Maybe.
Meaning?
War.
No more questions. I was sent here to evaluate you.
Of course, this is not the first time. When your family visited almost 20 years ago, Queen Sharon herself evaluated me. Now I have the honor to answer to her prince.
She is not afraid. How did your earlier evaluation go?
It is very hard to tell if you are pleasing Queen Sharon or not.
Don't you know it?
She kept me here, so I was adequate.
Why should I keep you in this position?
Because this is a very dangerous time to put someone here who doesn't understand the High Lithans. They are a dangerous people. They are not strong in military power, but the rogue give them absolute respect. Whoever serves here must know to tread very lightly and act in careful and precise ways.
How should I decide whether to keep you?
Travel through the High Litha, talk to people, learn the situation. Who knows? Perhaps I have been here too long. Perhaps I am the wrong governor for the current crisis. If you choose for me to serve, I will gladly do so.
Not sure what to do yet.
I will leave you to your investigation. I assure you that I won't interfere. How else can I help you?
That's all I need now.
Then I wish you safe travels, Prince.
Nothing up here but a guard tower. And a couple Cronus bows that I guess I can sell. Every bit of information. Unlike the other two, where it was very clear. Here in the Cronus Woods, it was very clear she was horribly corrupt and just in this for the money and relying on her connections in order to stay alive. That was all that was happening in the Cronus Woods with the governor there. She needs to be replaced. Pretty quickly. The Low Daga, the guy is completely incompetent and incredibly lazy. Very clearly, he's basically saying, I'm not doing anything at all. He also needs to be replaced, like, right away. Here in Jajayam? Here in the High Litha? She's clearly kind of militaristic, but she's playing it like the High Lithans. She's not saying much about what she's doing or how she's acting or anything like that. And because of that, all I can tell is what I can see, and it doesn't seem to be very obvious.
She is the most militarily armed of all three of them. But she's keeping it quiet in the back. She's prepared for some kind of battle or war, but that is understandable considering the way things are going right now. They don't really have any supplies, but according to them, that's because the Kranas and the Daga haven't been sending them anything. So because of all that, I'm not convinced I need to replace her. We should head back down to Fort Meadow 4 for a moment. I believe we have some speaking to do here. Oh, also these two bows we got. Sell them. I guess maybe I could have kept one of them, but it's too late now. Alright. You notice that Chief Cestus is holding court in the audience hall to the north. When she catches your eye, she waves you forward. She wants you to come advise her. Another demand on your limited time. Alright, we'll do this one first. There is a soldier of Haven standing at attention in front of Chief Cestus. He's close to middle age, perhaps thinking of retirement. The harsh sun and winds of the Rokaj have marked his skin. He is unarmed, painfully skinny, and his hands are tied in front of him.
I am so sorry, Prince. I could use your opinion on this case. It is unusual.
And who is this, Cestus? Before Cestus can open her mouth, the man turns and salutes. Sort of. His hands are bound. Begging your pardon, Prince. I'm Private Talent, soldier of the Queen. 12 years in the row, I have. You look to be in bad shape, Talent. Apologies for that, Prince. I spent my last 3 years up in the High Litha. It wears a person down. Was looking forward to coming to an easier place for my last years of service. Didn't think I'd come this way.
The High Litha, they have a complaint about this soldier. The Lithans are a hard and stubborn folk, and they wouldn't back down.
And what is their complaint? Again, Chief Cestus opens her mouth. Again, Talent can't keep his shut. Well, Prince, I was on a patrol in their freezing valleys, and I had to relieve myself, as you do. I do it just inside of a cave outside of the wind, see? Turns out it was one of the 10,000 crypts.
It is where the Lithans go to speak with their shades. A sacred place to them if unmarked. They are very angry about it. They say their sacred lands were defiled. They sent this soldier for punishment.
You couldn't have done your business somewhere else, Talent? But, Prince, you've been up there. You know how the wind cuts. It was growing dark, and I saw a cave. It looked like one of 10,000. Was only in there for a minute. Didn't know there's Lithans stored ghosts there. What does the High Litha want here, Cestus? Talent, why did you let the row see you? I didn't. Was none of them around. They're ghosts. They spied on me. Then they tattled. The dead, they gave a good description of me. They knew me right away. Not right, the dead one's tattling on a person. Why do the row have to keep causing trouble even when they're dead? What does the High Litha want here, Cestus?
They asked for execution. The High Lithans, they're a stern people, really respect their shades. They will be annoyed at anything less.
Those folk, they're always annoyed. Talking my head off my shoulders will change nothing. What do you think, Cestus?
If it were me, death is out of the question. I don't think punishing Talent is fair, but we don't want the row any angrier at this stage.
I think death is out of the question, too.
I've made a decision.
You have their undivided attention. We're definitely not executing him. It was entirely a misunderstanding. He didn't know that there were ghosts there. He needed somewhere to pee, and he wasn't going to do it out in the wilderness. He didn't know. And that fact is something that needs to be factored in this case. Executing him, very harsh. Docking a month's pay would probably seem too mild to them. I'm not going to let him go either. I can't do that. That would completely piss them off. Talent, I apologize for this. I understand it was a misunderstanding and you didn't do all of this. However, for the sake of... flogging just seems so harsh. But it's probably the only way that they'd actually... they would actually be willing to go with it. here is where I would actually speak with Cestus to try and make a decision. Because I have a choice between docking a month's pay and flogging him. Flogging him does feel very harsh for the crime. It is admittedly disrespectful, and it's understanding that they want something harsh for doing something disrespectful, which is why I'm leaning towards that. However, it seems so harsh for something that is simply a misunderstanding. But docking just a month's pay does seem mild. If I could, I'd be spending some time trying to think of some sort of punishment between flogging and docking a month's pay. I'd probably say something like, his remaining years will be spent serving within the High Litha. He said himself he was hoping to go somewhere nicer and easier to live out the remainder of his service, but no, saying that he is now permanently going to serve within the High Litha. That would be harsh. Yeah, I'd basically probably say something like, from here on, you are forever to be serving within the High Litha. That is your punishment, and make sure you watch where you pee. Try and pee outside if you can. Or make absolutely certain that where you are going is not a tomb. That would be my decision, which would be a more long-term punishment. Harsh, but not as harsh as flogging. But hopefully harsh enough that the High Lithans would understand. And tell him that if he does do it again, he will deal with harsher punishment. Because it is a misunderstanding here. That's the whole case. He didn't know. It was a misunderstanding, even if it was incredibly disrespectful, which is also kind of the problem. Oh, this is a complicated thing. Ugh. Talent. While I understand that it was a misunderstanding, that is why I am not going to do any executions. However, they want something, so I'm going to say flog Talent. Talent grimaces. Again? Not fair. Not fair at all. Still, you're the prince. If it's for the good of Haven. Talent is led out of the hall. Well, the row will be irritated, but not furious. Really can't be helped, though. Please make sure Talent serves in the High Litha for a good long time. Cestus makes a note on a sheet of parchment. Done. Anything else, Chief Cestus? That is all. Another day's work concluded. If you will excuse me, I need several drinks. Alright. Miranda, we need to talk about the 4 Raasas. I have been sent to Jajayam, but I haven't found the Raasa Suharim of the High Litha. General Miranda looks for the first time concerned. That is strange. I have heard that Raasa Suharim is always there so that he can settle disputes between the other provinces more easily. He wouldn't dare avoid a Prince of Haven, would he? Keep exploring the High Litha. I'm sure he will turn up. We need to talk about the 3 governors. Let's talk about the High Litha. I have entered the High Litha and met Governor Ivana. A difficult journey, I am sure. Now you can question Governor Ivana and investigate the province. Deciding whether she is competent or not will be difficult, I think. However, I was told to not accept a judgment until you have explored more of the High Litha. For a full investigation, try to reach the city of Atzalim and meet their Raasa. The mirror's surface is covered with a thin layer of green mist. It swirls slowly, resolving into a crude human face. It speaks. It's Delia. Rupert, you arrived safely. In the high mountains, I mean. Yes, I have entered the High Litha. Good. It is a cold place in temperature and temperament. You need to visit there, though. Briefly, I hope. I'm glad I was able to reach you. We need to talk. Please continue. I've had a report. You made contact with Governor Ivana, the most remote of Haven's governors in the row. We never hear much from her. I need to know what your impressions were. Governor Ivana didn't have much to say to me. Nor should she. That is good news. She is not supposed to be active. She needs to be present to represent us, but her main task is to watch and be silent. You want her to be inactive? Yes, the High Litha are the tradition keepers of their people. They have great influence. If they are calm, the row is calm. If they are angered, it means great difficulty will soon follow. They want to be left alone, so we leave them alone. We need to make them happy and leave them free. The Rokaj is our vassal. These people are allowed to ignore us.
Don't let pride run away with you, my brother. Our job is to keep our vassals calm and prosperous. If leaving certain areas alone brings that about, that is the best path.
What do you want me to do?
Leave Ivana alone. Find the Raasa of the High Litha, Raasa Suharim. Learn what the Raasa wants and give it within reason. Get their approval and get out.
What if I can't make them happy? A long, ominous pause.
Then there will be war. We will be forced to crush the row again. It has happened before, it may be inevitable now. Do your best to avoid it. You will be home soon. I miss you.
The mist fades. And that's all we have here. Alright, I have nothing I need to deposit, so I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Next episode, I believe we're going to take a look at the area, at the wilderness around the High Litha. We have a few missions here. The Oravera Claim, the Common Catacombs, and the Arud Foundry. So we have a few missions. We'll probably take a look at this area here, east of Jajayim, and then the wilderness around here. Fangs of Judgment and Etzalam. Fangs of Judgment. That's that barrier area, which we're going to eventually go to, but we're going to stop before we go in there. Curious as I am. So that's the goal. Explore down here in the High Litha. Then stop at the Fangs of Judgment. After that, we'll start making our way north through the Ruska Pass and finish off the Kranis Woods. Oh right, Spiral 9 is also something here. And the Praximus Ruins. That's actually... we have a lot of areas around here, now that I think about it. Huh. But we'll deal with that later. We've done enough. Next episode, we'll explore the wilderness. Till then, I'm Chester44, also known as Falai. That is Rupert, Elspeth, Terrence, and Patricia. This has been a Let's Play of Queen's Wish 2, The Tormenta. And I shall see you all next time.